Joining me is Brian Montague, Senior Vice President of Energy and Sustainability with GGP. Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, when we spoke at last year's working forum, you said that GGP had set a goal of reducing its energy consumption by 300 million kilowatt hours from 2011 to 2017. So how is the company tracking toward that goal now that we're in 2017?
Well, we've reached the goal in 16. We reached it by achieving 270 million of it through our LED lighting upgrades, $60 million of HVAC upgrades, and our EMS projects. In addition to that, we have installed a little bit over $100 million of solar, which is about approximately accounts for 31 megawatts of power that we see coming from that. So we are over the 300 million limit.
Picking up on solar, how have you seen the trend toward use of solar evolve, and how big an impact will it have at GGP going forward?
It will have a huge impact for us going forward. We just approved another $100 million investment in solar for 17 and 18. We are obviously moving fast and furious through that. But what we've seen over the past 3 or 4 years is that the panels themselves have gone from, in 2012 when we first started out, they were at 250 watts they were generating 250 watts per panel. Now they're at 400. Inverter technology has improved tremendously. We started off doing 500 kilowatt units on the ground, and now we're doing 30 kW units on the roof. So the inverter technology has advanced. There's more redundancy, so you don't have an array going down all at once. You have a smaller portion of it if something goes wrong going down, and you're still producing a lot of energy. In addition to that, the racking costs, there's a lot of other players in the business have gone down. So in essence, what you see is higher productivity out of the solar panels themselves, and then lower cost for all of it. So obviously it drives a return. More people are going to invest, and we think it's a really good investment.
Now, getting tenants to buy in and support your sustainability initiatives is a challenge that all real estate owners face. What sort of incentives or initiatives does GGP have in place to make sure that the tenants buy in and support what you're doing?
You know, I think tenants are generally supportive of any sustainability initiative. So what we really focus on, though, is waste, and we focus a lot on tenant build-out. So we can help a tenant, again, by kind of steering them toward an HVAC system that would be adequate for them in that particular space, or LED lighting upgrades. We have a lot of knowledge in that area, so we're able to help them go out, find a bulb that is suitable for them and does what they need to do. But in addition to that, we work with them when they're building out the space. So as they're building the space, from a waste standpoint, we'll recycle, as they're tearing the space down and getting it prepped for their own, we recycle about 90% of that old space. We'll recycle about 90% of those products that come out of there and help take care of that. But once they get operational, then we really go into gear, and we start with educating them on composting. So we have compactors in the back that we'll use for cardboard recycling. Poly bag recycling has been a big initiative in 2016 for us. We're at 30 properties to date. We plan on expanding that in 17. And composting for restaurants, so a lot of the wet waste. So we plan on expanding that another 7% in 17.
Brian, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For more on real estate and sustainability, be sure to visit REIT.com.